We all know about the different types of energy. There's fossil fuels, like gas and oil. There's solar energy, which uses solar panels to harness the energy from the sun. On top of that, there's nuclear energy, which comes from nuclear power plants, and wind energy, which comes from wind turbines, like windmills. But then there's natural gas. This energy is obtained through the highly controversial process known as fracking. But what is fracking? According to the article by BBC News called "What is Fracking and Why is it Controversial?", fracking is a technique used to get natural gas from the shale rock. To do this, they drill down vertically into the earth and then horizontally. Next, a water, sand, and chemical mix are pumped into the hole at a high pressure, which goes into the fissures in the rocks, widens them, and forces the gas out of the rock. The high pressure from the water, sand, and chemical mixture then forces the natural gas to flow out of the well that was drilled. But what's the controversy? What's so bad about fracking? One of the main problems with fracking is the threat it poses to the environment, according to an article by Ben Savakul called "Cornucopia or Curse: Reviewing the Costs and Benefit of Shale Gas Hydraulic Fracturing." First, this process requires a lot of water, about 2.7 to 3.9 million gallons of water per well. This is problematic because in places where water is not readily available, this would put a strain on the wells where people get their drinking water from and will cause a water shortage for those people. Another problem with it is with the chemicals. These chemicals, which are 2 to 3% of the fluid used during the fracking, not only draw out other chemicals and salts from deep within the earth, but also penetrate and contaminate the groundwater. This would lead to poor quality drinking water and also lead to contaminated streams and rivers, which would harm local ecosystems by potentially killing the fish and other plant life in these waterbeds. One last problem is with where the gas can be found. According to the article "The Fracking Fallacy" by Mason Inman, studies have found that the shale formations that contain the natural gas only have a few sweet spots where the gas can be extracted. So, not only would you have to drill into the precise location to get the gas, if that sweet spot is covered by houses or a city or a town, that natural gas would be unable to get harvested. However, there are some benefits to fracking. First is that it leaves less of an environmental footprint compared to other sources of energy, like coal and oil, according to Savakul. It has lower emissions of sulfur and nitrogen oxides and has lowered overall emissions in the United States. Another benefit, according to Savakul, is that there is a vast abundance of natural gas and shale formations needed for fracking, not only in the United States, but across the entire world. Some of these formations, like the one in Ohio, Pennsylvania, and western New York, have enough recoverable gas to supply the U.S. national consumption for 45 years. One final benefit of fracking is the economic benefits. According to an article by Fred Dews called "The Economic Benefits of Fracking", this so-called fracking revolution has allowed for natural gas prices to fall 47% in comparison to what they would have been prior to this revolution in 2013. Not only that, but overall gas bills have dropped $13 billion per year from 2007 to 2013. This adds up to about $200 per household. That's a lot of money saved there. But where do people stand on this issue? According to a study conducted by Charles Davis and John Fisk in the article "Energy Abundance or Environmental Worries: Analyzing Public Support for Fracking in the United States", it's pretty even overall for whether people support or don't support it. 40% of people in the study opposed fracking, 45% supported it, while 15% were undecided. However, 88% of the people thought that there should be more or the same amount of regulations, while 12% thought that there should be less. Their key finding was that the opposition for fracking and support for the current or more regulations with fracking were strongly related to the Democratic Party and pro-environmental groups. So, what's at stake? Why does this matter? Why should we care? Well, the health of the environment is at stake. If we do this right, then we could have a great alternative source of energy that would really help reduce our carbon footprint. But if we do it wrong, then we only have an even worse situation. The fragile ecosystems that are in the riverbeds and streams would be further polluted and could potentially be destroyed. So, is it worth it? Should we really risk the health of the environment? Well, I'll let you decide. Thank you.